Bic lighter, an essential part of your EDC and your fire kit. Reasonably reliable, get open flame. They're so cheap you can't afford not to have one. But we can make this better. Coming up. We use lighters all the time, just for lighting up a simple candle around the home. When it's early in the morning, you're looking through the fridge, you don't want to wake anybody, and your light bulb is out. So when you first get one of these lighters, you're going to notice that you have a child little safety bar in there. And that makes you have to press that down real hard in order to get the flame to come out. Now, if you're wet and cold and miserable and your hands are barely working, that ain't something you're going to want to have to deal with. So the first thing you need to do when you get one of these lighters is you're going to go ahead and pry that out. All we're going to do is take something flat here, get underneath it, wrench on a little bit, and I'll end up getting that later. And then now, you barely have to put any pressure down. Alright, now that we have our child safety off, we're going to go on ahead. You can use Gorilla Tape. I'm just using regular duct tape here. We're just going to take, just a little strip, duct tape, and we are going to place it on the bottom of our lighter. You don't need much. Just go ahead and wrap it around there. And this allows us to have a little bit of extra cargo tape on us for repairs, and it allows us to have a flame extender, which we're going to show you in a minute how that works. But it's always good to have a little duct tape on you. If it can't be fixed with duct tape, then it can't be fixed. I also like to take a little bit of jute twine here. I'm just going to make a little knot that allows this to slip on itself. Now I like to get that underneath, where you push down, get the fuel to come out. Now what that allows is that we could still light the lighter, but it takes up that extra space just in case this turns around in your pocket or in your pack or whatever, and you're not depleting your fuel, by having something else pushed down on your valve there. And all we're going to do is just wrap this around the top of the lighter. And it doesn't have to be anything special. We just get enough wraps on it. And then we just tuck it underneath, cinch her down. You could cut all this extra stuff and make it look prettier. And now we have two excellent tinder sources that's on our new and improved Bic lighter. What we're going to do to save a little bit of time, we're going to go ahead and process this here indoors. So I'm just going to take just the tiniest little bit of this duct tape, make these little strips out of it. I'm just going to keep on repeating that, and then we're going to go ahead and process this down to a little bundle. We're going to do the same thing with the jute. We'll put it in our little container. We're going to go outside and see if we can get this to light in the rain. Okay, that's what 2 feet of jute twine fluffed up looks like. That's what came off our lighter. This is the amount of little bit of duct tape that we had on our lighter. Alright, well, it stopped raining, but everything out here is still wet. Fire there. Our jute's on fire and our duct tape's on fire. See if we could get anything, get moved around, get caught. As you can see, that duct tape is still on fire. That jute still has a little bit of life in it. Starting to char up these tiny little shavings. Alright, so we saw how we could utilize, the jute twine and the duct tape, fixed to this lighter and extend that flame out. Conditions obviously apply, but every little bit that you could get to help is going to benefit you in the long run. So now we got this lighter that obviously lights, but what happens if you drop this in the water, drop this in the mud, or what have you? Let's see, I got a little cup here. Cup full of water. Got flame. Dropped in there. Nothing. Okay. As you can see, we still don't have anything. So all you're gonna have to do, get on a rock, really anything that could get this wheel to move. No, I like going ahead and doing it on a pair of my pants here. You're just gonna run it down. Only the direction that you're striking. You can do this on a log, do it on a rock, do it on the pants for demonstration. Whatever is going to give that wheel a good amount of grip, go ahead and draw that flint out. Here we go. Starting to got our flame back. That's going to burn up a lot of your flint, but if this is all you have, which we'll go into that later, but you should be carrying a few sources of fire. Now we're back in business. So now, what do you do if your lighter runs out of fuel, but still lights, or you found a dead one on the ground? This one here has holes in it, so there's no fuel in it, but we still got spark. You can still use this. We'll show you how it's done. Alright, so lighter just sparks. Doesn't do nothing else. We want most of that spark to get onto our material. So what we're going to do is actually remove this guard. So now we got some room to work. I'm going to take a piece of charred cloth. I'm going to take a little piece of it. I'm going to show you how to make this in a future video. Ooh, there we go. So as you can see, even if you got spark, some charred material, a little bit of a tinder bundle, still make a fire if you had to. Well, I hope you got something out of that today. You can put as much tape or as much jute on these lighters as you want. If you're already in rough conditions, you're going to need as much help as you could get. Just having a little bit extra with this tape and with this jute, that might give you the winning edge that you're going to need. We have a lot more coming in this little series that we're doing on fire, and more to come in the future. I'll catch you out in the woods.